And welcome back to the Schaefer Center here in the campus of Southwestern Assemblies of God University. We are between game 1 and 2 of this doubleheader. I'm Rob Price along with my co-host Tim Roberts. And we saw a thriller in game 1. The Lady Lions of SAGU falling to the Lady Lions of Langston by 1 point, 52-51. Held a 37-31 lead with about 15 minutes left, unable to hold that lead as Langston now improves to 7-7 on the year in conference play, 7-12 overall. And the Lady Lions of Southwestern fall to 4-11 conference play and 7-15 overall on the season, Tim.
Yeah, still a very promising game from SAGU. 3 players in double digits. Jessica Sorge with 11, Lugo with 13, Bethany Crock emerging strong with 10 points. Only 1 turnover in a game that supplied 53 turnovers combined to the 2 teams. So great job by Bethany Crock, only turning it over once in a game that was just marred by turnovers all the way through. Very good game by SAGU, though. Shows that they really are merging. These young players are clicking. Now it should come down to some more games. They have some more games coming up. They have to be able to really defend that 8th spot and have a shot at staying in the tournament. We get some other big stats. Amber Coleman pulls a double-double for the Lady Lions of Langston, 17 points and 10 rebounds. SAGU overall had 11 steals for Langston. It was, you look through the stats, and again, evenly matched. The big killer for the Lady Lions of SAGU, 35% shooting in the second half. That was too much to overcome. It was like 25 earlier. They were able to get it higher later, but, you know. We're going to go out to the field now with Bianca, who's with Coach Bostwick. Bianca?
I'm here with head coach for the men's basketball team, Donnie Bostwick. Now, Coach, recently Langston has beat Texas Wesleyan University and Wiley College. Based on the rankings, these can both be looked at unexpected wins. What are we looking at tonight to make sure that this does not happen?
Last year we were in the same boat, and they got us, they beat us in their place right after we had a couple big wins. So we haven't, we're going into this one understanding how valuable this game is. They're a good team. They're sitting right there in the 9th position, trying to get in the conference tournament, and a couple games out of 6th. And they got a very athletic team, play really hard. It's going to be a big game for us.
And looking at Saturday night's game against Bacone, it seemed that the Warriors had the Lions out of their comfort zone a lot. What adjustments are being made to make sure that that doesn't happen tonight?
We've been on the road a lot. There's a lot of excuses there. Played 4 games in 8 days. Our 5th game in 10 days. I felt like our legs weren't there. And when shots don't fall, everything just doesn't look good. But, I felt like it was a good win, especially on the defensive end, rebound, and kind of took care of business when we needed to. So, it's a big gut check. They've been on the road a lot. It's our 5th game in 10 days. This time of year, it's about toughness, and so hopefully we'll have some.
Thanks so much, Coach, and good luck tonight.
All right, thanks.
Rob and Tim, back to you.
All right, thank you so much, Coach Bostwick. Thank you, Bianca. And so, game 2 set just a few minutes away, and Langston Lions, as Coach said, are number 9 in the Red River, and so they have something to fight for indeed tonight. This has all the makings of a trap game for Southwestern.
It really does. They're riding a 9-game win streak in here. They're the number 1 team in the Red River Conference at 18-3 overall, 12-2 in conference play. Langston just coming in at 5-9 in conference play. They've just fallen out of that top 8. They've been there all year long. They finally fell out. They've lost 4 of their last 5, so they really need to start turning it around. They could really do it tonight with a big upset win of the Lions at home. Like Coach Butts was saying, they've played a lot of games in a row. The Lions have to find a way to keep their legs underneath them, make the shots keep falling, and keep rebounding. That's been a big turn of the tables the last 2 games for the Lions. They've been out offensively rebounded. Offensive rebounds are number 3 in the nation. They've been out rebounded offensively against both Bacone and Wiley. The result, a near loss to Wiley and a scare against Bacone. 2 teams you feel like you should have had a pretty handy handle on and be able to put away. Those 2 teams hung around thanks in large part to the fact that you lost the battle that you're supposed to be number 1 in.
Right. And a win by 10 over Bacone, but it was a lot closer than that score indicated just 2 nights ago. Lions now riding a 9-game winning streak, and as you said, 12-2 in conference play. Definitely the hottest team in the Red River right here at the Schaefer Center tonight with the SAGU Lions. And now we talked about the rankings. Now Southwestern's number 16. You said the rankings come out, I believe, after this game. So we'll wait to see, fingers crossed, if Southwestern is able to crack the top 10. But with 3-4 wins since the last ranking, the odds are we could be real close to a top 10 ranking. First ever, I believe, in school history.
Well, this is the first, earlier this year was the first time they ever broke top 25 in the NAIA. So every time it comes out, it's a new school record. So it's an amazing time right now for the SAGU Lions. and you just got to keep on riding that momentum. And again, don't let it get tripped up. We'll be right back with some more pregame analysis leading you right into the big matchup between SAGU and Langston here on SAGU Sports Live.
And welcome back to the Schaefer Center as the stands begin to fill in anticipation of tonight's second half of our doubleheader. The SAGU Lions will take on the Langston Lions. A lot of Lions in the house tonight in a big Red River Athletic Conference play. We're just under about 6 minutes till tip-off, and some key players, Tim, on the Langston side of things.
Well, the main player, the beginning and end, is number 21, Modit Sanders. He is coming in with 12.4 points per game and 5.7 rebounds. That's their point leader and their rebounds leader. They're not a very good rebounding team, really, overall, but number 23, Travis Scott, is coming in. He has 5.1 rebounds. Those are the only two guys averaging more than 5 rebounds a game. Not a very high average. Those two guys are going to have to pull their weight around tonight to keep that rebound battle going, because Langston is negative 2.4 in rebound margin overall, while SAGU is plus 6.5. That's almost a plus 9 swing for SAGU. If they can keep those averages going in their favor, get that plus 9 swing for the game, then they'll be in very good shape to win this game. So it's going to be up to, I believe, really Scott and Sanders to really have a chance to keep Langston in this game.
Now, Langston will start on their squad. 5 seniors and 5 juniors and just 3 sophomores, 3 freshmen. So an experienced veteran ball club, and let's not be confused by that 5-9 record. They're a lot better than their record indicates.
Yeah, they've been very good all year long. They've given some scares. They beat Wiley. They beat Texas Wesleyan. So this is a good team. Like I said, this is the team last year that stunned SAGU in double overtime. That was up in Langston, Oklahoma, but still SAGU was riding very high at the time. Really, that was the game when SAGU thought they were going to break into the top 25 for the first time, and Langston beat them on a Saturday up there in Langston, Oklahoma, and that ended any hopes of that happening. That might have honestly been the game that kept SAGU out of the national tournament last year, kept them out of that top 25 area. So SAGU already beat them once this year, though. That was a very awkward game, to say the very least. The two teams combined for 45 fouls, 58 free throw attempts, and had 4 players foul out combined. SAGU was the 4th leading foul team in the NAIA. Langston's the 7th. So this game might get a little bit slow at times, might be stuck in some mud, because these are 2 very high fouling teams. But SAGU can't bail out like they have been. We talked about the last 6 games. The team's averaging around a 50% free throw shooting. Langston's number 22 in the nation, averaging about 71% from free throws.
And the top 5 fouling teams in the entire NAIA are, unfortunately, members of the Red River Athletic Conference.
All Red River Athletic Conference teams. Top 5 are all Red River Conference teams, and 7 of the top 9 are all Red River Conference teams. Well, Rob, you've been looking it over. Who do you think, based on Saturday, based on the season, who's going to be able to turn the game for the Lions tonight?
The phrase is, dance with the one who brung ya, and that you got to start with Mike Newellaway. A big, huge game-icing shot inside the paint to end the game. A slam dunk, I believe it was.
Slam dunk.
Flushed it through to really put the game on ice, and just he's a great rebounder, offensive threat. You got to look the ball inside the Newellaway all night long if you're Dominic Rambo, my second key player. Big three-point threat, handles the ball, can break the press. The spark plug, the most important player on the court, without a doubt tonight, will be Dominic Rambo for the Lions. And finally, the senior, one of 2 seniors on the team, the only starting senior on the Lions squad, Deuce. That's Nathaniel Deuce Ward, veteran player for Southwestern, his 4th year, leading rebounder in the NAIA last year, I believe he was, or in the top 4 or 5. He needs to hit those boards again against this very tall-looking Langston team as they warm up in front of us. One of these boys is 6'10".
That's hard to get over. And really, Deuce had the game icing. Newellaway had the game icing dunk. Deuce had the game-breaking layup after Dominic Rambo had the big steal that was blocked against Bacone. Deuce following up big, had a methodical layup. That highlight should be on the Facebook page Tuesday morning. If you haven't checked the Facebook page yet, be sure and check it out. Facebook.com/SAGU Sports Live. But we're just about 2 minutes away from tip-off here at the Schaefer Center. The crowd's coming in. If you're on the campus and you're watching,
get out here now.
Put your purple on and show up. Cheer this team as they go for their 10th win in a row here on SAGU Sports Live.
Honor our nation with the singing of the national anthem sung by SAGU student Noel DeYoung. Gracious God, we thank you again for another day. Lord, we thank you for protecting us, God, I pray for these players, Lord, that you protect them from injury and the officials as well. Lord, I pray that in the end they give you the praise and glory for the talents and gifts you have given them. God, I pray you continue to guide our footsteps throughout this night and throughout the week. Lord, we love you and we praise you, and may we glorify you, and it's in Jesus' name, amen.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, who say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Great job.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the starting lineups for the Langston Lions. At guard, standing at 6'1", senior from Chicago, Illinois, number 1, Emil Clayton. At guard, standing at 6'1", freshman from Detroit, Michigan, number 3, Ed Brown. At guard, standing at 6'2", senior from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, number 5, Bayshawn Payne. At forward, standing at 6'5", junior from Chicago, Illinois, number 23, Travis Scott. And at forward, standing at 6'5", senior from Leavenworth, Kansas, number 35, Jabril Bailey. Head coach is Nigel Thomas. And now the starting lineups for your Southwestern Lions. At guard, standing at 6 foot, junior from Hondo, Texas, number 2, Kayla Gentry. At forward, standing at 6'5", sophomore from Louisville, Texas, number 15, Magu Elway. At guard, standing at 5'10", junior from Dallas, Texas, number 20, Dominique Rambo. At forward, standing at 6'4", sophomore from Garland, Texas, number 21, Jonathan Walter. And at forward, standing at 6'5", senior from Waco, Texas, number 33, Deuce Ward. Head coach for the Lions is Donnie Boswick. Assistant coaches are Garrett Jones and Kyle Tucker.
Two second-year coaches set to square off. Head coach Nigel Thomas for Langston and second-year head coach Donnie Boswick both send their teams out on the playing surface here at the Schaefer Center. And if you're near Waxahachie or on campus, get out here now. There's a few extra empty seats in this huge Red River Athletic Conference matchup tonight.
Like I said, SAGU going for their 10th win in a row. It's been a long time. Well, you have to check the official stats, but it's been a very long time since SAGU reel off 10 straight wins. So this would be a very, very big thing. Keep it alive. keep moving towards the top of the NAIA and keep that stranglehold on first place Red River Conference. The regular season Red River Conference champion doesn't have to worry about the tournament, doesn't have to worry about rankings or anything. They're in the NAIA National Tournament no matter what, and that's been basically the stated goal of this team from the beginning of the season is we are going to Kansas City to play in the NAIA National Tournament.
Travis Scott. Yeah, Travis Scott. Sorry, Tim. Well, Travis Scott checked the tip off, and he does get the tip to the Langston Lions. And we're underway here. The Schaefer Center, game 2 of our doubleheader. Emil Clayton takes point guard duties for Langston. Brown looking for help. Dishes outside to Clayton.
Gentry with the steal. Feeds it to Walter.
Back to Deuce. Layup. Tickles the front end of the rim and says, not this time. And the rebound cleared by Langston.
Deuce couldn't decide between the dunk and the layup and ended up getting neither. Swatted by Newellaway.
From Newellaway. Fast pace already at this game. Between two Lions, there's a nice pass inside from Deuce looking for Newellaway. Tipped out of bounds by Langston. Southwestern will have 23 seconds left on the shot clock.
SAGU averaging 10.7 steals a game. Gentry already notches their first on the first possession. Rambo from way beyond. But can't
misses
fall.
the mark. Langston clears.
SAGU moving through the screens of Langston very well early on.
Brown, top of the key, good. Langston on the board first. Good looking shot from point guard. Inside the Deuce, out to Rambo. Nice ball movement. Gentry will take a three. Too strong. Rebound cleared by Clayton.
SAGU has definitely been struggling from three-point range as earlier on this
And there's
season.
going to be a whistle and a foul, a push on Walter near midcourt is where the foul was eventually called as he was pushing Emil back towards the midcourt line, and a little too much pushing for the referee's liking. That's the first foul on Walter, first foul against the Lions.
Got a little bit too aggressive there. Three.
Yeah, for three, no good from Ed Brown. Rebound, Southwestern gets the ball back.
18 minutes left in the first half. SAGU trails 2-0.
Langston showing a 2-3, a wide 2-3 defense. And there's the soft spot in the zone. Deuce has it, and he almost throws out of bounds, and Gentry able to save it, and Walter saves it. Ball still a scramble. Langston finally picks it up. Pump fake up and in for two more. Brown finishes off a flurry of ball flying all over the court as began with an errant pass from Deuce over to Gentry. And now another loose ball.
Yeah.
Langston comes up with it again.
SAGU making some uncharacteristic passing errors right now. Trailing 4-0 early on, and that's twice down the court.
Brown off the pick, tries to get the ball back to Bailey. Pass way over his head. Turnover, Langston.
SAGU needing to find their legs again. They're just a little bit off right now, it seems. Not knocking down shots, unable to really get inside. Here's
Rambo will try to knock one down. How about that offensive board? Gentry finds a spot right at the block, waits for it, tips it up and in for Southwestern's first points of the night.
Just a great follow by Gentry coming in off of the missed three.
There's a high side pick. Now swing over in the corner. Behind the back pass. Looking for Jabril Bailey, and a little too fancy, and Langston will turn the ball over to Southwestern on that play.
Couple of bad passes for both teams now. You just can't have that kind of inconsistency going down the court. Passing needs to be the easiest thing you
Walter
do.
to Noellaway. Mid-range jumper, no good. Langston.
You don't see him miss those that often when Noellaway gets the full extension of his arm.
Now here comes Travis Scott with a strong move inside. Puts Langston up by 4.
SAGU just unable to really get anything going at the moment. Needing a big play. Could this
Gentry
be
for 3. In and out. Offensive board. Loose ball. Langston comes away with it. Deuce had a hand on it. Unable to corral it in. And Langston dominating the boards in the first 3.5 minutes of play, Tim.
SAGU just unable to make their shots fall. They've had some decent looks. That wasn't a bad look. Wasn't necessarily even a bad shot.
There's a foul on Rambo, just inside the arc, and the line will go number 1, Emil Clayton. He's a 6'1" senior from Chicago, Illinois, and set to come in for Southwestern now are four Lions, which again, we've hit this many times before. This is the normal state of play for head coach Donnie Boswick. Making wholesale changes, and here they come.
Ford, Alford, Guidry, and Adoy will step into the game. Rambo's the only one that will remain. Coach Boswick needing an offensive spark at the moment.
This does give Langston a whole new look defensively, well, and offensively as well in all phases of the game. So we'll see how Langston responds to essentially a whole new ball club with the exception of Rambo.
SAGU's just got to start making the shots fall. They're getting some decent looks. They're just not on the inside where they want them.
Ford lets one fly. No good. A soaring attempt by Rambo. Unable to pull that one in, and Langston will bring the ball back down now. Looking for more.
Hitting the 5
Brown for
minute mark.
3. Short, big rebound by Adoy. Guidry now pushes the ball. He's got Alford inside, a whistle on the shot. Alford will go to the stripe.
SAGU just a little bit, almost feel a little bit desperate, flying down the court, trying quick passes. Very uncharacteristic of this team right now. They seem a little bit unnerved by this immensely slow start. Alford misses the free throw. Oglesby will step in for James Ford. I'm not sure if I want to see SAGU's shooting percentage at the end of the half if it stays like this.
Alford takes the second out. Good for Alford. Cuts the lead to 5.
Over 5 minutes in, SAGU's managed just 1 field goal. Needing an icebreaker right now.
We mentioned this in pregame. Do not look at this 5-9 record with disdain. Here's a nice strong move, a whistle, and a charge called against Ed Brown as he found a seam in the lane, took advantage, but waiting right there was, I believe it was that Alford?
Alford standing in the paint, taking the charge. Maybe just the extra edge of momentum the Lions need and taking a big hit.
Exactly. Sometimes that defensive spark turns the offense on. Gibbs will give it a shot. He delivers! He delivers, and Southwestern back within 2.
Turn it like that. Now just start making a few more shots like that, Paul.
Inside move, post play from Bailey. Not no good.
Does a great job just getting that shot up. He was being mauled. Here comes
Oglesby. Yeah, in the corner, looking for him. Rambo will set up again. He's got Adoy in the middle. Shot no good, and there's going to be a whistle, and a foul could be on Rambo, trying to take the ball away from Ed Brown.
Yeah, Rambo knocked him off balance.
It's his second foul, and Rambo's going to probably have to come out of this ball game.
Yeah, he will. Here comes
Ford.
James Ford, not what you wanted to see in a game where you're starting off pretty cold from the field from every single angle. You don't want to find yourself with your star scorer on the bench for long periods of time due to foul trouble.
Ed Brown looking for a pick. A pick and roll play. A little miscommunication from Langston. Not sure who's going to move where. Finally, in a high screen pick. And now here is 10 seconds left on the shot clock. And SAGU's defense stifling Langston. Now 5. A loose ball, a scramble, and Tyler Guidry comes up with it. He may go coast to coast. Oh, and he dishes off to Alford, and Langston broke it up at the last second.
Yeah, off Jabril Bailey's back, trying to get out. Timeout. Timeout is called by Langston.
I tell you what, if you're Southwestern, the way you've been playing, you should be thankful you're only down by 2 points.
Yeah, it's been very cold from the get-go, but you're very fortunate that your defense has, for the most part, stood very strong against this Langston offense, kept them from getting any sort of significant lead. You're just down by 2 and you have the ball. Because it does feel like this could be a significantly larger deficit.
It'd easily be 8, easily.
Yeah, but 8-10, I mean, the way the Lions have been shooting, but they've kept Langston shooting pretty much just as poorly. They've kept, defense stopped them, but there was not a single second that Langston had a viable passing or shooting option on that last possession down the court. So Lions defense inside Alford.
Back out to Oglesby. In trouble, Ford over to Adoy. He drains a mid-range baseline jumper, and this score's tied.
SAGU still shooting in the 20s of percentage after that. They need to make that better.
Strong inside move from Travis Scott, and a whistle and a foul. They're going to call a foul on Adoy with the body. Believe he's on the floor, so yeah, they're going to take the ball out of bounds underneath the basket.
Langston already has 5 turnovers through the first 7 minutes of play. At least we saw as a theme for our first game today with the ladies playing. Langston has got to keep that number lower. This game is
Bailey,
now tied.
A strong move inside, met by 2 defenders, gets his own rebound on the weak side. His momentum carried him over to the weak side, able to bring his own shot back in, and then he's fouled the second time he goes up.
Can't allow this kind of offensive boards. That's how SAGU wins games. They don't want to find themselves losing games because of it. They allow it there and send Langston to the line. Langston with 8 rebounds on the game to just 4 for SAGU.
That's first
rolls
one,
it in.
Rolls in for Bill Bailey, a 6'5" senior from Leavenworth, Kansas. One of 5 seniors on this Langston Lions squad. Second one finds the mark, and Langston back up to a 2-point lead.
And they show the full court press.
And Oglesby's got to call a timeout.
Wow, that was unexpected for the Lions. They did not, first time the full court press has been put into action, and Oglesby didn't know what to do with it. Did not have an open man. And a wise timeout, you don't want to exchange a possession. SAGU now has 5 fouls already, with over 12 minutes remaining in the half, so more than likely Langston will be seeing a lot more of the stripe before we take our intermission.
Head coach Nigel Thomas telling his troops to keep playing that full court defense and see how that turns out. It at least got you a burn timeout from the SAGU line thus far, and that full court press was instigated the timeout before because it came out of nowhere. So definitely a different look SAGU was going to have to face here. Guidry now gets the ball to Ford. Cross midcourt. Almost traveled from Adoy. He manages to maintain possession over to Guidry. A floater pass forward back to Guidry. Now 15 on the shot clock. Patient offense. Ryan Alford back to Guidry. Now inside to Adoy, and a nice pass inside and a feed, and Adoy drops in 2 more. Set up by the nice vision of Tyler Guidry.
What you got to do with that wide 2-3, just keep them moving back and forth until somebody steps out of position, and then feed the big man inside.
Yep, that's exactly what happened there. Now here's another big man inside. Now he's pushed back outside is Travis Scott. Quick pass over to Brown. He drives, lays it up and in a nasty finger roll, and he runs down the court screaming, excited. Great play.
Yeah, had to twist himself around to get that up and in. Puts Langston back ahead. 11.5 remaining in the first half.
Head coach Donnie Bostwick telling the subs about to go in, all their points are coming off drive. So forward, long three, rebound. Clayton, coast to coast. No whistle on that contact. And we'll keep it right here. And here come 5 Lions and 2 Lions, 7 new Lions, 5 of them white and 2 of them blue shirted. As mass substitutions on both sides.
Original starting 5 in. Langston doesn't know they have the ball. Emil Clayton walking down on defense, didn't realize that they had received possession. He will now inbound with the original starting 5 for SAGU back in. Long pass out, just clear it out and start things back over.
Southwestern showing a man-to-man defense now. And here's going to be a whistle and a walk. Travis Scott dragged his feet. The 6'5" junior from Chicago turns the ball over. Southwestern again, Tim, just down by 2. Not playing like they're down by 2. They'd be thankful to be down by 2. Looking to tie, perhaps take the lead on this possession. Inside to Noelaway.
Oh, turned it over.
Well, it was kicked out of his hands. Looked like he was making a move toward the basket. And now a whistle on the other end. It's going to be a foul against Caleb Gentry on the reach-in. Noelaway saw the lane open up, and as he made his move, someone poked the ball from behind him.
SAGU in a fight early here. We knew it would be. SAGU's found a way to play the best teams in the nation with Westmont ranked number 6 earlier on around Thanksgiving. They played them to overtime in a narrow loss. So they can play the best team in the nation to 2 and the worst team in the nation to 2. They just somehow find a way to make every game interesting.
That one went halfway in and decided not to go down. SAGU escapes, and now good quick ball movement. Rambo gets it inside to Deuce, who throws it up as he's fouled, and the ball hit the underside of the rim, but as he was fouled, he was shooting, so he'll go to the line for 2.
Good job by Deuce. He was well covered when he received that pass, but just found a way to use his strength to drive inside and draw the foul. Now a chance to tie the game back up with 2 free throws.
Just the 3rd foul from Langston, and that shot way off. Southwestern with 6 fouls already, 1 more, and they'll put Langston in the bonus. Ward, the senior, misses both.
Loose ball.
And now a scramble for the ball. Finally a whistle.
Timeout called by Langston.
Timeout called by the bench, it looked like.
Yep, Langston was able to maintain possession and call the timeout. So they'll keep the ball. And I'll tell you right now, if you're the Lions of SAGU, first of all, you're in a fight right now. Well, let's go to the real fast. Let's go to the bleachers. Jessica Price is in the stands with one of our baseball players.
Hey guys, I'm here with Jared Denton, our very own SAGU baseball player. You guys just had 2 doubleheaders this past weekend. How do you think the infield did?
I think they did pretty well. We're trying to integrate some younger guys in there, so they're going to have to catch on pretty quick, but it's looking pretty good.
All right, awesome. And what does it mean to the team that you came away with 3 wins?
It was good. Our goal this year was start off strong, start off good, and Hillsdale wasn't the best competition we're going to face this year, but we did pretty well.
All right, it's great to see other athletic departments out here supporting other teams. Back to you guys.
All right, thank you so much, Miss Jessica. And yeah, the Lions took a doubleheader from Hillsdale a couple of days ago on Saturday, so playing well as the season gets underway. And we're back underway here at the 10-minute mark here in the first half with Langston holding a 12-10 lead. There's a power move and off the mark, but I believe going to go to the line will be Emil Clayton. He was fouled also from Chicago, a 6'1" senior from Chicago. 3 players on this squad from Langston hail from the land of Lincoln.
It's really amazing. SAGU's just down by 2, about to be down by a little bit more probably with these free throws. They're just shooting 31% from the floor, 14% from beyond the arc, and 25% from the charity stripe. So, I mean, that right there is some very cold shooting. Like I was about to say a second ago, you're in a fight right now, first of all. I mean, you can't, this game is by no means anywhere in control. This is a fight. You have to find a way to win this one first. But if you start out a game this cold against some competition like Texas Wesleyan or Our Lady of the Lake or LSU Shreveport,
You'll be down by 10 by this point.
You won't be down by 4. You'll be down by a lot more. So this has got to be a turning point of the season. Teams got to start. First of all, you got to come back and make sure you don't drop this one because you're not looking very good right now. But this.
Oh, nice inside pass from Deuce to his postmate, Newellaway, who puts it through and cuts the lead to 2. And just to follow up your point, Tim, imagine you're Langston. You're coming into the top-ranked team in the conference, and you want to spell an upset. Now here's a steal by Rambo. Langston's coming in fired up, and Rambo's fired up. And has a missed dunk off the missed layup from Rambo. Newellaway tried to pound it through, and a whistle.
And it will be a foul on Langston. Number 22, David Harris, fouls Newellaway going up, trying to get the putback dunk.
Well, Langston, definitely a talented team, but playing way at their level, knowing they can knock off the #1 seed in the conference. And as we said last game, SAGU is now the hunted, Tim. We're no longer the hunters.
No, yes, that's the thing. Is people are going to play their best game when they play you because they're looking at you. They're scouting you. They're thinking about you. Newellaway with a chance to tie it up at 14 all here if he can sink this one. And it's actually off mark, so SAGU still a little bit shaky from the free throw line.
Score's actually 14-13. Langston with a 1-point lead. Brown looking inside. And there's going to be a lot of shoving and pushing between Moditz Williams and Mike Newellaway. And they're going to call that foul on Newellaway.
He's going to get called for, I believe, a grab or a hold there. And because that's the 8th foul on SAGU, that will be the 1-and-1 for Langston. So a foul away from the ball gives Langston a chance for 3 points. Not what you want to do, especially not with still around 9 minutes remaining.
It's going to be long. Oh, how does that go in? Well, sometimes the ball just hangs around the rim and it says, I'm just going to let gravity kick into play here. And it finds the back of the rim, circles around and drops in to give Langston a 2-point lead. That one's also deep and no good. Gentry brings the ball down court for Southwestern. He's got Walter on the left side, smothered, and now here's a steal. That trap worked to perfection for Langston, and they got a turnover out of it, looking to add to their 2-point lead. Backs in, nice little floater along the baseline. 2 more. That's David Harris off the bench from New Orleans, Louisiana, the junior, 6'3" junior. Nice play from Harris.
Yeah, just backs in. Great job. Gentry's off target.
Yeah. Rambo for 3. Big board from Deuce. He's in trouble. He goes up strong. Block. Newellaway rebound out to Rambo. How about Gentry for 3? Got it! Pulls the Lions to within 1.
2 big offensive boards, bail out the 2 mystery corners, and Walter knocks down the 3rd try, cuts it back within 1. SAGU, again, that's why they're so good, getting those offensive boards.
And here's a steal from Rambo. Gentry and Rambo employed the trap. Now Gentry goes up strong, lays it up a little too strong, but here's Deuce. Yes! And the Lions take the lead, 18-17.
First lead in a while for SAGU, and it comes on the back of steals and offensive rebounds, the 2 biggest strengths of this team. And they start flexing that muscle as they approach the half here in a moment.
That's a nice strong move there. Strong move from Moditz Williams.
Just backs it in, leaves the defender no choice but to let him score or foul him.
Deuce skip pass could be too much. Gentry able to handle it, but he did step on the line, and that was caused by the high pass from Deuce. Now here comes 1, 2, 3, 4. Count them, all five players out, 5 new players in.
Yep. Another essentially line change. Second line comes in.
You just love
SAGU.
hockey. Everything's always going to be about hockey with you.
This is a hockey team.
It's a line change.
This is a hockey team. They're really fast, and unfortunately, they've been scoring about as often through this first half. They need to get that shooting percentage up. Still very inconsistent. The only reason they have the points right now is big offensive rebounds bailing them out.
There's a 3 short off the front of the rim, and a scrum for the rebound and a whistle and a hold against Langston. That's their 5th foul. 2 more, and they'll be in the Southwestern in the bonus. Southwestern's first lead, it came at the 7:15 mark, 18-17. And Langston came right back and took the lead with a nice inside move. And now here, a nice skip pass
Wide open
from Guidry. He fires it, and he's on the mark. Guidry's good from 3. And the Lions lead by 2.
Langston playing in a very aggressive zone, coming out to play the Lions. And if you can just weather it, there will be a guy that's going to get open eventually.
That's a great move. Great, strong move. Again, I'll tell you what, Modis Williams is giving the Lions all they want on the inside. I'm not sure Ryan Alford can handle him. He's a big, strong fella.
Adoy off the
launched rebound. Again, look what he found. This is off to Oglesby, and he's fouled going up. He'll go to the line in 2 pair.
Yeah, Modis Williams is owning that interior right now. Just backing in, going up too strong for SAGU. They're going to have to find an answer to that. You can't let Langston just start rattling off points on the inside that easily. But you got your biggest guy on him. So,
yeah.
I mean, you can't, not that you can substitute in, Dominic Rambo to guard him or anything. So you've got your tallest guy on him. Oglesby will try to put SAGU back ahead. He'll miss the first. Still stinging from free throw area for the Lions. It's been a problem for the last 2 years, really.
Oglesby, a 6'4" junior from Arlington, Texas, out of Zion Academy. Second one also off.
That's twice now in this half that the Lions have gone over at the free throw line. It's called free for a reason. No one's guarding you. You just level it up. You can't make it fall.
A nice strong move, but a block from Adoy. Joey Atkinson went up strong, but Adoy's waiting for him. Now Guidry, a floater, finds it. Lions retake the lead.
His eyes never went up. He locked eyes with the defender, kept staring him down. He never knew he was even thinking about flipping that one up.
And now Southwestern's defense is just moving faster. There's a skip in their step defensively. There's a nice clean shot, wide open, drains it. Williams now showing an outside game to complement his inside play. Williams, a force now to be reckoned with. Early in the first half, or midway through the first half of this game, and we're tied up at 23 all. Now here comes Adoy. He wraps around, pump fake, up and under. Oh, shot no good, just off the rim. Langston rebounds. Emma Brown surveys that pesky-looking, inspired defense. He'll take a pick, fakes right, goes up strong, and Ryan Alford just packed his stuff, but wasn't set. He gets called for a foul, and he'll go to the line and shoot a pair.
Foul's actually going to come in on Oglesby.
Was it Oglesby?
He was trailing
Both are in
behind.
the vicinity. Yeah.
He was trailing behind. They're going to get Oglesby from behind. Lions getting all they can handle right now from Langston.
They're fast. Langston is a fast ball club. The point guards are quick, and Modis Williams showing he can play inside the paint or outside the paint, and he's going to take a break now. He's working hard for head coach Nigel Thomas.
Langston back ahead now by 1. Over 4 minutes remaining in the first half.
And the starting 5 set to come back in for Southwestern.
Yeah, Coach Bostwick, that's probably a good move. You want to get your best 5 players back out there to close off this half. Sure. You do not want this half ending on this note right now, even if you keep it close. This is a game that, you don't want to be close. This is a game that you want a little bit of rest on almost.
Walter, strong move, rejected. Nice play by
Joey Atkinson.
Atkinson. Just soared up as Walter got plenty of height on that shot, but Atkinson there to meet him. Clean block, and Langston looking to add to their 2-point lead. Hand check out front, no call, as Rambo giving Payne all he can handle. Here comes Clayton, back out to Payne.
Shot clock to 6.
They're gonna have to put up something in a hurry, and there's gonna be a whistle and a
charge.
Charge called on, I think it's called on Scott. Yeah, he's shaking his head saying, it wasn't me, coach. Well,
actually, Atkinson's getting called with the
is it Atkinson?
charge. Atkins getting called with it, turns it over.
Nice inside pass. Shot no good. Was touched by Langston. A lot of communication between Deuce Ward and Mike Newellaway. You gotta love that. With each looking for each other on a short cutting route to the block. Shot no good. We're under 3 minutes and 23 seconds now. And the shot, actually the game clock hasn't started. There you go. They just started it now. We're at 3:14 left in the first half. Mid-range jumper, short, little flat. Ward, outlet to Rambo. In transition, over to Walter from well beyond the 3-point land. Shot no good. Weak side rebound cleared by Bailey. Good look, it's a good look. Outside, up and under, reverse, no good. Loose ball.
And Langston able to get that timeout in. Laying on their back with barely a hand on it, able to get the timeout in. And they will keep possession of the ball with a 2-point lead. I mean, you know, if you're SAGU, it's getting to that frustration part right now. You've been trying, you've given your different looks, you've given the full second line, the full first line, you've mixed it up with some variations, and you've yet to find a way to consistently score and consistently stop.
Langston is a very athletic ball club, and great athletes just don't go away in the game of basketball. They're going to keep pounding, keep moving. They have good, quick ball movement. They're not afraid to slash, not afraid to shoot. And Langston is not going to go anywhere. We can see that already as we near the end of the first half of play.
And as Boswick was saying in pregame, this is their 5th game in 10 days for SAGU. So this is not the kind of game that you want to be fighting hard in the last 2 minutes of the second half.
Do you think fatigue's a factor tonight?
I mean, you have to start weighing the fatigue when you consider the fact that 3 of those 5 games came on the road. You've had long travels and everything like that. And, you know, everything is kind of just not necessarily gone against them in that way. That's just the way the schedule goes. And you got to be able to fight through that. You know, that's what tournament basketball is. And this is essentially one long tournament.
Little spin move, left side. And there's a shot.
Chuck Sanders knocks that one down. And Langston's up by 4. That quick defense just not allowing an open shot. SAGU shooting just around 30% for the game. Langston shooting 44%.
A nice little floater up and in from Jabril Bailey.
This is the danger zone right here. You're down by 6, under 2 minutes left in the half. You need to make something happen before you go into the locker room.
Ward, skip pass over to Gentry, way beyond the 3-point land, and he nails it. The big 3, 4 feet beyond the arc. NBA range. Gentry showing his skills. And a whistle, and a ball rattles in and out, and a charge called against Bayshawn Payne. He doesn't like the call. the 6'2 senior from OKC, Oklahoma City, Douglas High School, charged with a charge, and he'll come take a seat on the bench with 1:23 left in the first half, and Southwestern finding themselves down just by 3. And again, they should be glad they're down just by 3.
Yeah, this has been a very poor half, trailing 29-26. Your shots haven't been able to fall, and your defense has given Langston some really good shots. You've had
well
some good
away,
charges,
just
so.
inside the 3-point line, no good. High rebound. Adoy comes up with it, out to Guidry. Rambo for 3. Yeah, oh, it was in and out. I almost called it. It was halfway down.
And that's when you know it's just cold for the night.
And a travel. And Ed Brown is just flabbergasted. Can't believe it. Not happy about that call at all. That shot from Rambo was halfway through the cylinder.
Yeah,
and just rattled out.
That's when you know it's just a cold shooting night. When you shoot off target, but then even your best shots find a way to miss.
He will not stop shooting, Tim. You can bet that. How about this move? Oh, he's going to be fouled. Took it strong to the rack and fouled by Joel Clark, 6'10 sophomore from Brooklyn, New York.
Now he'll go to the line with a chance to with a chance to cut this down to a 1-point game. SAGU trailing 29-26.
A handful of states represented on the Langston team. There's Louisiana, Illinois, Michigan, Oklahoma, New York, as we just mentioned, and also Kansas. So Langston's recruiting class, or recruiting scouts, going far and wide to find the best and brightest to attend Langston out there in Langston, Oklahoma.
Ford will step into the game for Rambo. This will be SAGU's look with 47 seconds left.
Full court pressure.
It'd be nice if you could find a way to go into the half with a lead.
First full court pressure we've seen, I believe, in the first half. A strong move and easy off the glass. Jabril Bailey having a great first half. Now under 30 seconds to play. Southwestern down by 3.
They can hold for last shot if they so choose. Shot clock is off.
Guidry with the hot hand. A big 3 a moment ago. Now under 13 to play. Guidry out to Ford. They'll need to make their move now. Gentry will fire 1 from 3. Strong, but offensive board with 1 second left. And there's going to be a foul.
Jump ball.
Jump ball with, looks like there was about 1 second left on the clock. Offensive rebound. I think Ford grabbed that ball. Went up strong.
And so that call couldn't have gone worse for SAGU.
Yeah, they're going to call it a jump ball.
The potential hard foul is called a jump ball.
You see Coach Garrett there not happy with that call either. Confused about that one.
Yeah, and the possession area was going to SAGU, but then they gave no time back on the clock. So SAGU with an odd way to end the half that, well, they deserve to be down by 3 and possibly more. Well, let's go to Bianca on the floor with Coach Garrett. Bianca.
Thanks, guys. I'm here with assistant coach Garrett Jones. Now, Garrett, it's a very low-scoring game. Are you more worried about Langston keeping us off of our offensive board or us missing the free throws?
No, we got to make our free throws, but they get in that zone, they're long and athletic. They really slow the game down. We just got to worry about defensive end, get stops, and create some transition points that way.
Now, you have to be satisfied with our defense, but in our offense, what adjustments are going to be made in the second half?
Yeah, like I said, we got to, play defense and let that lead to some offense and get some easy buckets for us, and hit some outside shots would help too.
Thanks so much, and good luck in the second half.
Thank you.
Rob and Tim, back to you.
All right. Oh, that's a little loud.
All right, we're going to go to a quick commercial break here as Southwestern trails by 3. Your score at halftime, 31-28. We'll be right back here. Stay tuned. SAGU Sports Live. And welcome back to the Schaefer Center. We're at halftime. Southwestern down by 3, 31-28 against Langston. Number 9 in the conference, playing like they're number 1. With a lead over number 1 Southwestern here, and a game we knew was going to be tough, and right now Coach Bostwick has his hands full.
He absolutely does. SAGU I mean, they're only down by 3, and that is actually very fortunate. Look at these stats. Langston shooting 52% from the floor. That SAGU only averages around a 37% shooting, so they're shooting 15% higher than SAGU usually allows, and SAGU's only shooting 30% from the floor. So that hurts all the way around if you're SAGU. Nothing's going right at the moment. The only thing that's going right is nothing's gone right, and you're down by 1 basket. That's about as good as it gets for the first half. To have that poor shooting the first half and be that much in the game is, very fortunate for the Lions.
An unusual scoring leader for Southwestern. Tyler Guidry off the bench with 8 points, leading the Lions. Trailing right behind him is Caleb Gentry with 5, and then Mike Noello with 3, as well as Jonathan Walter with 3. Some balanced scoring attack as well from Langston's side.
Yeah, Langston's side very even. The leading scorer is Chuck Sanders with 7. You looked at here, with the rebounding battle, 18 rebounds for Langston, 16 for the Lions. The Lions are owning the offensive boards like they should, 9-2 on the game, but still 18-16 overall. They're losing the overall rebound battle as Langston pulled down 16 defensive boards, which is to be expected when the Lions missed 23 shots in the first half. That's what's going to happen. You're going to have that many offensive rebounds, defensive rebounds for a team.
Total free throws, 9 out of 10 for Langston. 90%, as you mentioned, shooting 52 from the floor, yet they're 0 for 4 from three-point land. So not relying on the long ball, getting it done inside, creating fouls, opportunities, and really making their mark at the charity stripe.
Yeah, they've done a really good job. Like we said, the Lions can't count on another team shooting 50% tonight and committing fouls. 10 free throws is not a lot of attempts really in a half. It's about average, but Langston hit 9 of them. They're going to be good all night long. So you can't expect it to be something like, we've seen in the past with the team shooting 44, 51%.
Yeah. Well, look at the three-point percentage for Southwestern. They've jacked up 16 three-pointers. That's just under 1 a minute. Just hit 4 then, 25%. It's still 12 points, but with 16 going down, you'd like to have a little bit more than 4 of 16 dropping.
Yeah, definitely too many missed shots. That's been a problem for them all year long, is the three-point inconsistency. Their average from there has been way too low. And they haven't necessarily been bad shots. They've just been shots that have not fallen. So, that's just the way this game's gone. SAGU's going to have to make some big adjustments, find a way to, just score. They find a way to score consistently in the second half to be able to win this game.
Dominic Rambo leading the way with 3 steals for Southwestern, 4 for both ball clubs. So a lot of quick hands. We talked about it earlier. Both these teams are fast, they're quick, they're athletic. And once the jitters cleared out, the scoring began to pick up and a seesaw battle. And now with just, second half of play underway, in a few moments, a 3-point lead, which can be ellipsed in a quick hurry here at the Schaefer Center.
Definitely can. Well, he hasn't done a whole lot in the first half, just 2 points and 2 overall assists, 4 rebounds. But there's one guy we can try to count on to come out in the second half. That's Deuce Ward.
Yeah.
SAGU Sports Live sat down with Deuce Ward earlier this week to talk to him about this season, his senior season here at SAGU.
Bianca Alarcon here with Deuce Ward, power forward for the SAGU men's basketball team. Now, Deuce, first off, your last season as a college basketball player, what are some of the thoughts and emotions that are kind of running through your mind this season?
I'm excited to play. I'm excited to do well with my team. It's kind of bittersweet. It's coming to the end. I'm ready to be done and graduate, but it's also my last season to play. So, it's good, but it's bittersweet.
Out of your time here, what has been your favorite memory with the boys and the team?
My favorite memory would have to be the trip to Colorado, Indiana last year when we went to Nationals. It was pretty fun just getting away, hanging out with the team.
Although this is your last semester here, this is only your second year under Coach Bostwick, and you said before that you understand him better this season than you did last season. Kind of elaborate a little what you meant by that.
Well, last season I was a junior. I was a starter on the team, but I was new to Coach Bostwick and his system and like what he asked for and the things that he expected of his players. So it was just a little jump for me to transition into getting used to him and the energy and the effort he expects every play. But now I understand more and I get where he's coming from, and it's like I can do what he wants me to do more because I know it better.
Which of your strengths do you think that he likes or appreciates about you the most?
I think he likes my effort and that I talk, like my effort and my communication. And I never really have a bad attitude, so that helps. He can get on to me more.
Now, we know you in particular have had a lot to overcome off the court and on the court throughout your years here. We can kind of label you as a fighter, but you still have that really humble spirit. So what can you say about playing through the hardships?
Just coming to SAGU in general, the people are really warm. They're really welcoming. I had some little off-the-court issues to deal with family-wise, but I mean, everybody keeps praying for me and lifting me up, building me up. So I'm just glad for the family that I have here. Keep me going.
Your first season here, the team went 12-19. Fast forward to this season, 2013. The team is one of the top in the nation. Tell us a little bit about the journey, you know, kind of rising to the top of where you guys are today. What has it been like?
It's been tough. I mean, it's good to be where we are now, but at first it was tough when we was losing a lot. I mean, I just tried to come enjoy my time here under Coach Boone at first, and when Coach Boswell came, it just brought a change to everything. We had won 27 games last year, and we're trying to aim for more than that this year, just trying to improve.
As a senior, what would it mean to make the national tournament your last season here at SAGU?
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely a goal. We set that goal at the beginning of the year. I mean, we said we're going to make it to Kansas City, which is what a national tournament is, and that's just been a goal since day one, and I think we're going to get there.
If you could say something to Lions fans, it's, you know, your last season here, your last semester, what would you say to them to kind of encourage them to come out?
I would just say thanks for the support already. We look to see you in the future. We're going to give it all we got this year because we're trying to make it to nationals. So guarantee a good game.
Okay, well, thanks so much, Deuce, for being with us today.
Appreciate it.
All right, welcome back to the Schaefer Center. We're at halftime, just a few minutes away. Let's try again. Let's go in the huddle. Listen to what Coach Donnie Boswick said to his troops during the first half of play. Check this out.
Bigs, you got to hustle down there and move that ball. Force that double team and then make a pay. You're hesitant. Don't hesitate. Either take it strong and dunk the thing or find them somebody. Okay? No hesitation. Make them call something. Just try to dunk on their tail. Yeah. All right? Let's play right here. Let's go. Fist. We're fisting. Brothers, 1, 2, 3. Hey, John, the boy.
All right, there you hear it. Try to dunk on them, I think, or their tail.
Yeah,
so he was animated.
Yeah, make him come and get you.
It
was worth waiting for. We finally got the sounds of the game. And again, yeah, that's very animated Coach Boswick there, just, you know, getting on his team. And like we said, it's just a 3-point game, but my goodness, does it feel so much worse. But in a way, that makes it feel so much better. The fact that you had, I mean, you couldn't have drawn up a worse half. SAGU getting outshot by 22%, out-rebounded on their home floor. The only thing they've done right, they forced 11 turnovers of Langston versus just 5 of their own. So they've done a good job there, and that's what's really kept them in the game, is those 6 extra possessions.
And we want to make a slight correction. We were informed of a roster error. It's actually Chuck Sanders wearing number 21, not Moditz Williams. So
I want Warriors that are willing to go to the boards, work their tail off, and win.
Number 21 has 9 points on the game, 3 rebounds, and is 4 for 4 from the field. And just really the stand-up player the last part of the first half for Langston, and leading the way, like we talked about Tyler Guidry. We just didn't see this, Tim, but he's 5 for 5. 2 from three-point land and leading the way for the SAGU Lions with 8 points. So playing really, really well thus far.
Yeah, he's really done a really good job coming off the bench. Well, SAGU's got 20 minutes to try to undo what just happened there in the first half. They inbound in, and we're ready to go. SAGU trails by 3 here at home, trying to get their 10th straight win, and that's what you do right there.
Absolutely.
Dominic Rambo. That's the first clean lane we've seen him get to the basket all night long.
Strong move, pulls the Lions. Actually gives the Lions. Looks like it's 31-30 now. Langston still up by 1.
SAGU trails by 1.
Shot no good. Walter clears. Let's see if there's any different look defensively that the Langston Lions will put in front of SAGU. Now here's a steal from Rambo.
Can't hang that one up for Rambo. He will pick that one off.
Stutter move, in trouble, gets it out to Noellaway. He was looking for Ward, picked off by Langston. And there's contact and a whistle and a foul.
Just a bad pass by Noellaway, trying to get it on the inside.
On the shot, Noellaway called for that, and that's going to put Langston back on the line.
9 for 10 on the night from the line. So
You
again,
got to set your feet. If you're going to do that, you got to set your feet and wait. You can't be moving and shifting in transition. That call will almost never, ever go your way unless you've got an extra step on the defender and you're waiting for him. You cannot play catch up and get a charge. It's just not going to happen at this level. And Emil Clayton sinks the first one.
he was 6 for 6 in the first half with free throw attempts.
A restless crowd here at the Schaefer Center. A bit antsy as their number 16 Lions, and on a 9-game streak, got their hands full here.
I mean, I guess the bright piece of news, if this game doesn't get any better, is that tonight's game doesn't count in tomorrow's poll.
Yeah.
The downside is it counts in next week's poll, so it will bite you eventually. So you just can't lose this game. It's one of those games you cannot afford to lose with very difficult dates against St. Thomas, LSU Shreveport, Our Lady of the Lake, Texas Wesleyan, all still remaining. This is one of those games that you just need to be able to lock down and finish.
Big three. Long three, no good. Good clear out from the well away, but stolen by Brown, and now stolen back from Rambo. Rambo still got an alley-up dip, and a dunk! A dip and a dunk from Rambo to the well away, playing the game so far. Wow!
Rambo with the monster steal, finds a way to save it, takes it down court.
And now the crowd has come to life here at the Schaefer Center. If you're on campus, get down here now. Exhorting Southwestern to play defense. Steal the lead away from Langston, now clinging to a 1-point advantage.
Shot clock to 7. Good job by Deuce Ward, not fouling.
Great job by Deuce. High shot, and that ball hit the floor for the rebound. Now Rambo up and in to scoop a roll, and Deuce had to hang on it to keep from getting a technical, keep from following somebody, and a whistle finally, and a lot of activity above the rim on that play, Tim.
Yeah, a lot of pushing, a lot of going for it. Ball goes off on Langston, so SAGU will get possession of the ball.
Deuce, I was meant to say, is lucky he didn't get called for technical. He was trying to protect a player underneath him, which is the right thing to do, but he hung almost a bit too long on the rim. Southwestern will inbound from underneath the basket. It's Adoy looking for Gentry, not open. Now he finds a cutting Rambo, soft off the glass. No good, a rebound, Langston. 1-point lead. Saunders trying to clear out space, battling Adoy in the inside. Clayton back to Saunders. A mismatch. Boy, Saunders had Gentry in his sights and let him off the hook on a switch. Nice pass inside. Saunders puts it through. Nice assist from Travis Scott, Jr. from Chicago.
Just backs the defense in until they had no option, but just watch it happen.
Guidry with the ball, the point leader for Southwestern. Gets it to Gentry. Back to Guidry, lets three fly. A bit short.
That's going to be a push on Gentry, I believe. It's going to be a second foul, second of the half for the Lions. They trail by 3. And the momentum of the alley-oop has worn off far too quickly for the taste of this crowd. SAGU has not been able to follow it up with anything else.
Good fast move, quick feet by Clayton, gets the contact and the foul. He'll go to the line, and yeah, the crowd was just on their feet just moments ago, but dissipated in a hurry as James Ford sets to check in for Coach Bostwick.
Dominic Rambo will probably step out. He has 3 fouls now. 16.5 minutes remaining. We can't let that get any higher.
Rambo will step out as Bostwick will bring in Ford.
SAGU down by 4 now.
Bostwick never stops talking to his troops. It's amazing he still has a voice the next morning. Guidry over to Gentry, back to Guidry. Quick ball movement. Now Ford, they got a 3-guard lineup with Ford in there. forward, lets the three fly, and he's on the mark! And a whistle underneath. Basket is going to be good.
And it's going to be
a push on Saunders underneath.
And that'll give the Lions the three and possession of the ball. Sanders turns it over on the foul, essentially after the basket. So that's the first foul of the half for Langston. Second on Sanders. Oh,
there's an errant pass from Adoy.
They tried the play that won them the game Saturday night. Llewellyn did not see it coming, though, and it just falls away. SAGU repays a turnover with a turnover.
Here's a shot from three. It's sweet and syrupy, and it drops in. Emma Clayton puts Langston back up by 5. There's going to be a timeout. Boston's going to want to talk things over before this gets out of hand as Langston punches back after that brief run, and the crowd on their feet here in the Schaefer Center. Langston pushing that lead, extending it back out to 5, Tim, and athleticism on full display here, and finally some play above the rim worth talking about.
Yeah, I mean, SAGU has had some plays, but just not enough sustained. They've had a highlight or two, but not sustained good play so far this half. They've only accounted for just a few points, just 7 points so far in the half. And they've given up 9 to Langston, so they find themselves in a 5-point hole. And obviously still a day and a half to go as far as the game clock is concerned, but my goodness, this inconsistent play continues well in the second half for the Lions.
You have to make good decisions with the ball, and you have to make them quick, because this Langston defense is going to react quick as you make your move. So you have to be thinking half a second ahead and see the defense holes open up. And those good decisions will result in points on the board if Southwestern can stay sharp on that side of things, as Adoy will inbound the ball from underneath the Langston basket. Skip pass over, now to well away, drives inside, pops back out to Gentry, a big three, in and out, doesn't find its way. Rebound cleared by Sanders, and here comes Clayton. Clayton puts Guidry on his feet. Guidry able to recover. And now Langston discontent. It appears to him just to let some shot clock wind off. And a monster dunk from Travis Scott. Patient, waited for the shot clock to wind down, saw an opening and power dunked it through.
SAGU, I'm officially calling it, you're in trouble. Time to make something happen.
That'll make something happen right there. Llewellyn responds. So the dunk negated in a hurry by Llewellyn's 18-foot jumper keeps the lead at 5. Now here's another inside move off the glass and a pretty finish from Bashan Payne, the senior from Oklahoma City, making it look easy.
SAGU offering very little resistance on the inside now. Langston starting to have their way on offense.
Guidry needs to take this one. He does take it. Shot too strong. Gentry gives chase, and he manages to keep the ball on this side of the court as it went off. Bashan Payne with a fresh shot clock.
Walter steps into the game for Ford.
Back to a 2-guard lineup. It'll be Gentry and Guidry. Llewellyn stops, pops, short. Sanders clears, up ahead to Clayton. Clayton looking down Guidry. Skip pass inside over. Now stolen by Walter. No whistle, now back. Oh, what a hustle by Walter and a whistle. They're gonna call a foul. I think they're gonna call that on
Jonathan Walter.
On Walter. He's going to be charged for that foul and that scrum as the ball was heading out of bounds. Walter tried to save it, whistled for the foul against Emil Clayton.
Rambo steps back in now for Guidry.
And I think what you said right a few moments ago, Tim, Southwestern's in trouble.
Yeah, they are. They're down.
They are in a cat fight tonight.
And I mean, that, like you said, one half of play is one thing, but you're now 6 minutes into the second half, and you've actually shown no signs of marked improvement in this game. I mean,
down by 3 at half. Now you're down by 7 after about just over 6 minutes of play. You're losing traction at this rate. As the referees clean up a wet spot on the floor, we're back in play now. Nearly a 5-second call. Langston able to put the ball into play. The crowd coming back to life. They know this possession is big. Langston can extend the lead to 9, even 10 with a 3 ball. You don't want that if you're Southwestern. Good defense by a dive. He's gonna get a jump ball, and a great defensive move from Adoy, I should say. Check that, Adoy.
Possession will stay with Langston. The arrow switch back to SAGU.
Fast hands. He's a tall young man. He stands. Oh, where is he at? He stands 6'5", a freshman from Little Rock, Arkansas, but quick, long hands, able to tie up that ball and get the jump ball call.
8 seconds to be left on the shot clock for Langston. They'll be inbounding. And yeah, I mean, SAGU, something's got to change. At this point, you just can't count on your defense to keep holding, because A, Langston's finding ways through, and B, that won't be enough. I mean, you've got to start putting points up on the board at a very consistent rate.
Gidre pushing Brown way out beyond the three-point line. He puts up an errant shot, and it finds the bottom of the net. Gentry in his face. Still able to put it through. And a travel on Walter. That's 2 turnovers, or I should say a foul and a turnover in the last 90 seconds for Walter. And timeout, Donnie Bostwick.
Wow, this is turning into a borderline beatdown at the moment. I'm not gonna lie, this is looking very bad for SAGU as they are trailing 46-37, down by 9. No momentum, and honestly, no signs of momentum. Bostwick needs to start getting some things moving in this timeout.
And we're gonna go now to Jessica Price, who's on the sideline here with a few excitable fans.
Hey guys, I'm here with 2 executive officers from Student Congress, Pamela Castro and Joseph Urbina. Pam, tell us about some of the events coming up.
Well, our upcoming event is Valentine's Banquet, and it's at the CAF. No date is required. We also have Twerp Week, Mr. Wonderful, and class night, so everybody should come up.
All right, awesome. And Joey, tell us a little bit about what school spirit means to Student Congress.
Well, one of our core purposes is school pride. So every event we do, every meeting we have, we try to make the campus a better place so that we love it genuinely.
All right, awesome. Enjoy the rest of the game. Back to you, Rob and Tim.
All right, thank you very much, Miss Jessica. And we're back into play here with 13-12 left in regulation, and Southwestern down by 9, their largest deficit of the night, trying to salvage that 9-game winning streak, extend it to 10, but at this rate, they're going to be looking at a loss. They don't turn things around in a big hurry, Tim.
Langston is shooting 55% from the floor tonight. SAGU is number 3 in the NAI, only allowing 37% shooting. So that is one big thing. The other thing is SAGU shooting 31%. So yeah, unfortunately, the school board is beginning to reflect how much of a shooting mismatch this game is, and that would be very unexpected. Here's Rambo. Boy, does this need to go.
And he lays it up and in, cuts the lead to 7.
46-39. And SAGU needs a couple more just like that.
Offensive rebound, nice block from behind from Gentry.
And Langston's getting away with a lot of contact right now. You just got to say, that is the 3rd or 4th time in the last 5 minutes that Langston's got away with several very hard hits, knocking the ball loose from SAGU, and no calls. So Langston getting away with some very rough play at the moment, but I mean, that's the kind of benefit you get when you're you're the better team on the court, and that's what they are right now.
Absolutely, it pays off. Still holding a 7-point lead and still holding momentum in this ball game in a hostile territory if you're Langston, and not playing like a 5-9 ball club for sure in Red River Conference play. Looking to knock off what would be the #1 seed if the tournament were to start today, the Southwestern Lions. As cheerleaders exhort the crowd to urge the Lions on to victory. And there's Judah, the faithful Lion mascot, putting his moves on. He's got good moves. Judah, you go.
Well, something needs to work right now, so Judah apparently is it. SAGU will officially have turned the ball over there as Langston's able to fall on it, call another timeout. Langston is down to 2 timeouts left for the game. At the moment, that doesn't really factor in.
Gentry pressuring Brown. Brown's going to drive. He dishes off to David Harris. Puts it in, extends the lead back to 9. Walter. All 5 players now touching the ball. Back to Walter again, over to Adoy. Loose scramble, Walter still has it. He's gonna step on the line. And yep, they're gonna call that out of bounds. Walter, he's gonna come take a seat. In for him is gonna be Tyler Guidry, who had 8 points at halftime off the strength of 2 3-pointers and one field goal the old-fashioned way. He's back in the ball game. Southwestern going with a 3-guard lineup. And now here's a steal from Deuce Ward, and it's going to be a grab on Emil Clayton as Deuce was looking to push that ball up the court on a fast break, and probably a good foul from Clayton.
Yeah, well, definitely a good foul. He's got away with it the last 2 or 3 times he's done it, so why not try again?
Why not try again?
So, foul called against Langston. That's just their 3rd of the half. SAGU just has 4.
You need a big 3 from Rambo right now. Here's one. Here's a shot. Hey, how about that? There you go. Just what the doctor ordered. And Rambo pulls Southwestern to within 6. And then here's a trap from Guidry and Rambo. Now they get it inside to Sanders. A nice pass. I think he walked. He did walk. Sanders turns it over. Now Southwestern can chop into this lead again.
And that right now is the key thing. You've had a big 3 after a foul, big 3, forced a turnover, sustained momentum. We've seen the Lions have a couple of big highlights this half and then just fizzle away. It's time to sustain some momentum if you're the Lions. And they dribbled it away. Dribbled it away.
He was looking for some inside action to pass or pop up, and as he came up, the ball popped out of his hands. Langston gets the ball back with now 11 minutes remaining in a 6-point ball game.
SAGU just unable to
now
get inside.
Adoy with an outstanding pick and steal, picks the pocket of the point guard. Guidry back to Rambo, pump fake, over to Gentry, skip pass, back to Guidry, or to Gentry. Now Rambo lets it fly. He got another one, and Rambo revs up the crowd. Timeout on the court, and the Lions cut the lead to 3.
That's exactly what you need. Like I said, sustain some momentum. You turned it over, but Adoy does a big thing, steals it right back, gets him down the court, and Rambo way deep puts it in. That's 2 in a row for him now. Cuts the lead down to 3. And yeah, you need this momentum to stay sustained right now. You can't just let it keep on going away.
At halftime, Rambo, 2 points. In the last 30, 40 seconds, he's got 6, and we said in pregame, the most important player. He may not always be the best player, many times he is, but he's always going to be the most important player on the ball club, and he is showing why he is the go-to guy for head coach Donnie Boswick.
He's your leading scorer for a reason, and he makes 2 big ones fall there. Rambo now up to 12 points on the night. SAGU's knocked down 7 threes. inching a little bit higher. They're shooting 42% from three-point range and 46% from the floor this half. So they're doing a little bit better just over the last few minutes. That's what's got them back to within 3. This was a 9-point deficit just moments ago. And Ward,
a block from Ward. They're going to whistle him. He knew it.
SAGU's 5th foul of the half, Ward's 2nd. Still 10:33 remaining. Game's definitely slowed down. A lot of timeouts. Definitely worth noting now, Langston is down to 1 timeout left. 10:33 left.
Good observation.
So, I mean,
could come into play near the 3 or 4 minute mark of this game if it's close, or you get under 1 minute.
Langston's used 3 or 4 already just to keep possession on loose balls.
Right.
So if that happens again, they're out of timeouts.
Atkinson drains them both.
If SAGU can keep this game close, that'll definitely be in their favor. Langston won't be able to draw plays.
Bostwick staying with the 3-guard lineup. Now here's Adoy, a strong move, the long arms of Adoy. And Deuce with the rebound, still no whistle. Now finally a call. And they're going to say he was out of bounds.
The call is...
They're going to technical foul. Technical foul against the assistant coach, Garrett Jones. They're going to call it a technical foul on Garrett Jones. Off the bench, protesting a play is the call. You can't do that as an assistant coach, apparently, here in the NAIA. And Bostwick can't believe the call. Garrett speechless on the bench. And the bottom line is, you've got Emil Clayton shooting a pair of technicals.
Yeah, it was disappointing all the way around because that was an obvious foul on Deuce Ward. The ball then went out and somehow they ruled it off of Deuce Ward. So it was a disappointing call from the first place, and then too much emotion coming in. Not what you need at this point in the game.
And Clayton adds 2 more, courtesy of an unusual technical foul. Bostwick arguing, why can't my assistant stand up? He's my assistant coach, and the ref saying, not allowed. Not allowed when the ball's in play. And the Langston Lions will get the ball back, of course. Now up by 7.
That is a huge turn of events. The foul not going SAGU's way, and then the technical against the bench. And it puts SAGU down by 7 as we approach the 10-minute mark.
No room to breathe. Guidry smothering Brown. That's a travel. They're going to call a travel on Travis Scott. Packed his bags, turnover. Southwestern will get the ball back. We're now under 10 minutes. A 7-point lead. Nearly a steal, and now a foul. An unnecessary foul almost near midcourt. Travis Scott, who just turned the ball over, now called for a foul. That's his 3rd.
Yeah, just playing too aggressive, trying to beat in and steal the ball.
And Scott upset with himself. 2 miscues in a matter of seconds. Rambo.
And now another foul on Langston.
Another whistle. This is going to be a hold on Joey Atkinson. Held Adoy, and now both teams have 5 fouls, 2 more, and we'll be in the bonus on either side with still 9:44 left in the second half. Adoy will skip the ball way out there, and
it tipped Guidry's fingers.
It
tipped his fingers in the front court.
That's exactly right.
Tipped his fingers in the front court, chasing it down. He touched it in the back court. That's a turnover. Referees are discussing it, but I'm pretty sure that's the conclusion they're going to come to.
And they may overturn this. We may overturn this. It is going to be Southwestern's ball.
Not sure what the situation is.
I think the refs just gave him a mulligan. I think the refs just gave Southwestern a gift.
I'm not sure if there was a whistle before the play or something, or if that's just the third in a row to kind of make up for the missed blocking foul down low.
Adoy, a strong move,
And
loses the
it.
ball.
SAGU just being far too inconsistent with their ball handling right now. And that clock, every second that ticks away is a scarier second for the Lions.
A strong move by Clayton, now backs back out again. Almost a steal from Rambo. He recovers. Atkinson back out to Clayton, and now 13 on the shot clock. Langston content to wind this shot clock down with every possession. Now here's a pick and roll. Now Deuce has a mismatch up top. He finds a man open on the inside. And a whistle and a foul, and Guidry can't believe it. A foul on Tyler Guidry, providing the help defense, is going to put Travis Scott back on the line for Langston, with a chance to push this lead back to 9 if he's able to sink both of these foul shots. I'm not sure what just happened. I've never seen this before. He was halfway up into his release and stopped and pulled his shot back.
Definitely was not hurt on the foul.
It looks like he's grabbing his left thumb. I've never seen that in all my years of basketball. Was given the ball by the referee.
Yeah, I mean,
set to shoot the free throw.
Yeah, there was no contact made with the hand on the foul.
Went halfway up and pulled it back like it was a pump fake on a free throw, and then just crumpled in pain with his right hand gingerly grasping his left thumb. And it could have happened on the play before. And then it just hit him when he grabbed the ball a certain way. Perhaps when he squeezed the ball, he realized there was a gingerness to the thumb. We're not sure. That's very unusual.
And so
we're not sure how the free throw is going to happen.
He'll have to be subbed out.
And someone else will come in and shoot the free throw for him. It's going to be number 22, David Harris, a junior from New Orleans, will shoot the free throws intended for Atkinson. An unusual turn of events here. And he will come into the game and play for at least 1 second. Harrison is able to drop the first one to extend the Langston Lions lead to 8. Have you ever seen anything like that before, Tim?
I've never seen a play. Usually they know they're injured before they try a free throw, but apparently something twinged in the moment.
Morris misses the second, lead at 8. With 8:50 left in this ball game in a tightly contested battle between two Lions. One in 9th place, one in 8th place. Adoy skip pass over to Deuce Horton. Got away with the travel, puts it up and in, and it cuts the lead to 6.
Sustain, sustain, sustain. That's what the Lions need to do right now.
And there's a steal, a poke, I should say, from Rambo, a near steal.
And the well away will step in.
As will number 15 for Langston, Joe Clark. He's 6'10", from Brooklyn, New York.
Surprised we've gone so long without seeing Chuck Sanders. He's been off the court for a little while now, and he has been really the dominant force for Langston. So 8.5 minutes left. Langston up by 6.
This is going to be a pick, and he doesn't take the pick. A hop, skip, jump over to Clayton. Fires a 3. Got it! He got it. 56-47. 9-point. Back to their largest lead of the night. Now under 8 minutes. Now here's a steal. Picked up by Bailey. Push ahead to Clayton. Brown now content to let more shot clock just dwindle away as we're under 8 minutes to play at the Schaefer Center. Stops and pops. Nothing but the bottom of the net, and Langston has an 11-point lead. Gentry's going to come back in. Here's a nice jumper. Skying high for the jumper.
And
Deuce.
Bostwick will call a timeout. 7.5 left. His team down by 9. Obviously, you know, hardly even needs to be said. You definitely need a move right now. You've got to start cutting into this lead, get this down to 2 or 3 with a minute and a half left. I mean, just like we said, we've never been able to see SAGU sustain any momentum.
Yeah.
They get a huge alley-oop dunk, and they follow up with a couple of turnovers. They get a clutch three. They get 2 clutch threes in a row, cut the lead down to 3. Then you have the weird sequence with the personal fouls and the technical fouls, and it kind of dwindles away from you. They've not been able to sustain any momentum. That's how we usually see them win a game like this, is they reel off around 8 or 9 points in a row, put the other team out of their element. Langston still cutting inside, owning the paint, getting inside, you know, dominating down low in the post, and SAGU just is not being able to connect on their shots.
Well, they better begin to connect in a hurry, or this game is going to be out of hand by the time they get to that critical 2-minute mark, as they find themselves down by 9. It was 11 just moments ago, as Southwestern's committed 6 fouls. The next one they commit will put Langston in the bonus. Langston with just 5 fouls. And checking into the game, the last moment is going to be Tyler Guidry, who's had somewhat of a hot hand for Coach Bostwick. Now he's going to put him back on the bench. He'll likely come in at the next stoppage of play, as Langston inbounds from their own basket.
Almost steps out of bounds.
Payne, handled by Rambo, now picked up by Clayton. He gets past Ward, layup too short, and a die, able to keep his pivot foot, pushes ahead to Rambo.
Man,
they got to score right here. You got to get a bucket. Got to have something big. How about Ward? A rebound, great save, over to Deuce. And a foul, he was going up. They're going to call a foul. They're going to call a foul on number 22, David Harris, and he did foul Deuce.
What an amazing save by Gentry, though. Diving out of bounds, flipping it back. Just finding some way to keep that in, because that looked like it was going to be another fruitless possession for SAGU. But being able to just save it in time, down by 9, under 7 minutes remaining. Like we said, there's not any time to mess around. Every possession, you know, you need to start scoring every possession from here on out, because you know that Langston is not going to go scoreless from here on out. They're dominating inside too well.
Contesting every single shot inside the paint. There are no free shots for Southwestern inside the purple paint at all.
Emil Clayton is.
So Rambo pops, fakes inside the 3-point land.
Air ball.
Just air ball. Now Ward needs to not commit a foul. And he does get the steal, though, up ahead to Doy. Out to Rambo in transition. Gentry.
Langston's leaving the door cracked for SAGU just a bit.
Newella with a strong move, pops it back out.
And they're going to call a flagrant 2 on Mike Newellaway for an elbow to the face that may or may not have actually hit his face from my vantage point.
Wow, that's his 3rd foul. I doubt he comes out of the game, but another unusual play here. We've seen a series of, I won't say questionable calls, but unusual plays. Newellaway's not known for being, he's an aggressive player with the ball, but he's not an aggressive player in a crude way to give someone a flagrant foul. It's just not like his nature.
No, he was just swinging. There was a late reaction from the player. Very unfortunate. It's going to be a flagrant 2. It's going to be 2 free throws and the ball.
So we've had a technical from the bench that resulted in 2 points. Now here's 1 point off the flagrant. So it could be up to 4 points here that were just freebies that Southwestern is just given to Langston, as next free throw is up and good. Jabril Bailey puts Langston up by 11, their largest lead of the night, and Newellaway will take a seat. Southwestern will keep a 3-guard lineup. Guidry getting a lot of playing time, courtesy of a couple of timely threes in the first half. Bostwick going with a 3-guard, 2-forward lineup. Langston will inbound the ball from their own basket. Now under 6:30 left to play. Southwestern in the showing a zone defense. And now a steal from Adoy up to Ward.
This might be your last chance to make
nice
a run.
Spin move from Gentry, and a whistle and a foul. He'll go to the line and shoot a pair. Joel Clark.
You're down by 11, 6 minutes left. This is your last chance.
Well, I checked it. They're in a man-to-man defense, not Southwestern, but it looked like a zone. Everyone's just standing still, but that's because Langston was standing still. But they're definitely a man defense, and that trap resulted in a turnover. And you've got to get points, Tim, when that clock is not moving if you're Southwestern.
Gentry makes the first. Yeah, and like I said, you're down by 10 now. You got 6 minutes left. And the way this game's going, I mean, obviously nothing's looking good for SAGU at the moment. But even on a typical game, 6 minutes is about all the time you're going to have to score 10 points and come back.
Both teams now in the bonus, and Gentry wheels both free throw attempts into the basket to cut the lead to 9. Langston able to break the press pretty easily. Now here's a move inside, and a great stand and defense from Deuce Ward, Tim. That's how you take a charge.
Yeah, plant yourself and then make sure and slide afterwards. Down by 9, like I said, this is your last shot. This is your last shot to make a real run to get back in this game.
No more wasted possessions, no more turnovers if you're Southwestern. You need to score in bunches. Gentry, Gentry, that's from Fly, he misses. Rebound Langston. You don't want to see that at this point in the game. Now under 6 minutes to play, 9-point lead. Langston content to let that shot clock just dwindle down until there's about 10 seconds left and they'll make their move. Well, there's a move that didn't have to happen on the inside. Clayton got a little greedy. Now how about Gentry? Puts up a floater, no good. Scramble for the ball, up ahead, Clayton. Tracked down by Adoy, too hard. Now SAGU's got numbers. Here comes Rambo. He slices through the lane, up and no good, but a foul. He'll go to the line and shoot a pair. Bailey, the offender.
Dangerous move by Rambo that they had numbers. 2 Langston players laying down at the end of the court after that aggressive play. Langston missing a couple of big opportunities to go back up by 11.
Adoy getting substantial minutes here at the end of the game, as well as Guidry. So Coach Bostwick going with a bit of a different look.
Rambo hits the first. It's an 8-point game. Emil Clayton has been all over the court for Langston. I mean, he is just such a fast player. He's made it to the line 10 times tonight and has been in. I mean, I feel like he's had way more points. He's been on every play. Not even that many assists. He's just been around.
7-point lead. 5-second call. 5 seconds. A mistake from Emil Clinton, the point guard.
And that's
losing track of the 5-second mental clock.
That's where the single timeout left for Langston came to get him. They could not afford to use a timeout. You almost had to just exchange the possession. You can't go timeoutless for the last 5 minutes. SAGU, what an opportunity here. They
could cut the lead to 4 with a 3-point play and a whistle inside. And a whistle's going to be on Langston. It's going to be against Travis Scott. A hold, and that's now 10 fouls for Langston, and I think that puts them in the double bonus.
Deuce will go to the line to shoot 2,
a pair.
And it's Travis's 4th foul. So bad for Langston right there. Travis Scott, but into the game is going to come Chuck Sanders. He has been a monster all night. Has just owned the interior.
Ward puts the first one through.
And that's what Langston needs right now. They need somebody who can just muscle the way back in. They missed a couple of layups last time around, and Chuck Sanders has not been missing them so far tonight. He steps in with 11 points, just 2 fouls.
He's got it.
Well, SAGU's back in it, 60-56. It's a game again.
55.
60-55, pardon me, 60-55.
Now a stifling, a triple team and he falls to the ground, and he traveled. An outstanding play. Triple coverage surrounding David Harris, and he is slow to get up, holding his face. Emil Clayton claiming he was elbowed. Refs didn't see it, and Harris still on his back, but called for the travel as he tripped and fell straight backwards, and he may have been hit, Tim, on his way down, but by that time he had traveled.
Yeah, it was hard to tell what happened. It was a immediate moms, and again, very much like Langston got SAGU in the first half when they surprised him with a full court press. The SAGU hadn't seen that. SAGU offered a look right there that we had not seen yet this evening.
It happened right in front of us, Tim. We got a good look at it.
Just a flurry to the player, and he did go down hard. It was hard to tell what happened exactly, but in his urgency to try to spin around and get out, he did go down very hard.
It's nice to see the Southwestern trainer, Jeroy Carpenter, lending assistance to the injured Langston player. It's a classy move. Appreciate that. Jeroy helping out.
Jeroy Carpenter, who's the Clara Barton of SAGU, always quick to sweep in and help out in any injury situation.
Jeroy Carpenter recently received a major award from the FCA last year, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes, as I want to say a coach of the year, or there's some special award they give out every year, and he received the top honor. So he's well known around the North Texas area. His full-time job here as a trainer, and good to see Harris at least back up, sitting up straight. He's not to his feet yet, and now he does come to his feet. Seems to be okay, a bit shaken up. And nice hand of applause from the Schaefer Center crowd here, Waxahachie, as Southwestern has climbed, scratched, clawed their way back, and somehow they are back in this game. There's going to be free throws coming. They could, well, they're going to take the ball out of bounds with the travel check that. They could cut the lead to 2 or 3 with a basket here.
Langston shooting 51% on the night right now. Just astounding how well they've been shooting against, again, this number 3 ranked SAGU defense for shooting percentage. Langston has found a way to keep on making those shots drop. They shot, again, it's not a mirage. They shot 50% in the second half.
Rambo for 3. He's home free. Drops it in for 3, and it's a 2-point game.
SAGU,
no whistle as
got to be careful.
Gentry went sliding for that ball, and an amazing alley-oop pass with a layup finish from Clark.
Very solid read. Saw him open and tried not to get fence, but just put it in.
Now, your two hot hands are Rambo and Gidry. Here's Rambo up and in. Dishes out to Gentry for 3. Yeah, baby! 62-61. Bostwick on his feet, pounding the floor. The crowd on their feet. We're under 4 minutes, and we got a ball game.
SAGU's trimmed an 11-point deficit to 1 in 2 minutes.
And a whistle, and there's going to be a push.
It's a foul, blocking foul on Dominic
Rambo.
So that's going to send Langston to the line for the 1-1.
Tim, that's his 4th foul.
Wow.
What do you do if you're Coach Bostwick? There's 4 minutes left. Your most important player's got 4 fouls. He goes out. You're in big trouble. What do you do?
I mean, at this point,
sit him for a minute and a half.
There's not enough time to sit him at this point in the game. I mean, because you can't guarantee you're going to have a clock stoppage the next minute and a half. You just gotta ride him. You gotta ride him to the end. If he fouls out, he fouls out. And now the problem is that does give Langston a very tempting target, and Langston won't even attempt to get the rebound here. Not that they've had to try much. They're shooting 95% from the free throw line tonight. But that one does go in, so Langston goes back up by 3. But yeah, Langston now knows attack Rambo. He can't foul you again.
They will definitely do that. But here's Rambo for 3, a step back 3. Way off the mark.
He was feeling that one a little bit too much. 3.5 minutes left. SAGU's cut this back to 1. It's now 3. 64-61 as the crowd getting louder by the second here at the Schaefer Center. Clayton off the pick, dishes out. A long rebound. Deuce brings it down up to Rambo. He's going to try to slice through. He does slice through. And a follow-up layup off the miss is Emmanuel Adoy. Cuts the lead back to 1. Adoy just following in.
Wow!
Bails out Rambo on the missed layup.
And now, very active defense.
Oh, and Deuce Ward trying to corral him. It looked like Chuck Sanders lost control of the ball going in. Deuce Ward trying to bring it in, just tapped it out.
Defense is so active. Gentry's just tracing that ball like a laser. Now, straight up, man-to-man defense. Lions show Langston. Down by 1, under 3 minutes to play. You need a defensive stop with a chance to take the lead back.
Down to 7, shot clock. Langston's got to get a shot off.
They get it inside. Shot clock violation, almost. And there is, it's a loose ball, behind the back. Rambo lays it up, and in! And Southwestern has their first lead since 18-17 with 7:15 left in the first half. They've climbed all the way back.
Unbelievable, it's taken them 4 minutes to do it.
This is what first place teams do. You find a way to win. In Southwestern, the energy level is off the charts here. Under 2 minutes to play. Hop, skip, jump, no foul. A weak side rebound, lays it up and in. A timeout called. Jabril Bailey puts Langston back up by 1.
Very excellent read by Jabril Bailey, reading it off the glass, putting it in. Langston uses their last timeout. It's a full, so they'll talk it over.
Called timeout with that much time left in the game. I'm really curious what.
Well, I mean, at this point,
Coach Nigel Thomas is thinking here, Tim.
Well, he's got to get the game under control. He knows. This crowd's just now stepped it up a notch. This is Red River Conference tournament level decibels in here, and SAGU has found a way. Again, they're playing stout defense, forcing turnovers again, and finding their way down the court, taking, like you said, their first lead in just forever. It's been.
You've not seen any of the 5-man transitions in and out with timeouts. Bostwick's going with a different 5 than the lineup. You're seeing Walter on the floor a lot. Noello has been on the bench. Noello has been on the bench. So an unusual 5 out there, but it's working right now. So Walter may stay on the bench. I do think that Noello will come back in though soon.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, this game has been the whole thing we talked about all game long. They haven't been able to find the combination to work, and maybe they finally found it. Emil Clayton has 20 points for Langston. He's 2 for 2 from beyond the 3-point arc. Chuck Sanders with 11, Jabril Bailey with 10. Jabril Bailey just had the big putback, put Langston back ahead.
Adoy's defense is impressing Bostwick enough to keep him on the floor, so Noel away.
Adoy's defense and Tyler Guidry's hand has kept them both in the game. We approach the 150 mark. SAGU down by 1.
Going with the hot hand defensively and offensively. Now inside to Deuce. Back out to Guidry. Rambo now with plenty of time on the shot clock. They'll reset over to Gentry. Skip pass over to Guidry. He may have stepped on the line. He did step on the line. They're going to call that a turnover and give the ball back to Langston with 1:33 left. Again, Langston, as you said, out of timeouts. Southwestern with 2 timeouts left.
Kind of thing you can't do. Just a long pass. You got your foot too far back.
Almost a shove from behind by Guidry. Ball nearly goes in and out.
Is that a charge?
And they may call it, the crowd thinks it's a charge. We'll wait for the call from the refs.
And the initial
Here
indication.
We go. A blocking foul called on Emmanuel Adoy.
The initial indication from one end was a blocking foul. The indication from the other end was a charge. They met over. Oh, they're ruling that he was inside the restricted area. So he did take the charge, but his feet were in the restricted area. Therefore, it is a blocking foul.
That's the rules.
So here comes
that little circle you see right at the bottom of your screen. You can't set up shop there and take a charge. That it's allowing for the offensive player to finish his move. And that's exactly what happened with Adoy, Tim.
Yep. Now Langston, chance to go back up by 3. And they have just been pure from the line all night. Missed only 2 shots.
3-point lead. 1:23 left as Guidry lets the ball roll on the floor with no time off the clock. Now here's a jumper from Adoy. He nails an unlikely hero emerging at the Schaefer Center. Emmanuel Adoy now getting active offensively. That is a weak side rebound, no whistle. And Adoy comes up with another key rebound. Are you kidding me? Under a minute to play. Southwestern down by 1. Ball in Rambo's hands. He goes left side. A loose ball. And Adoy again comes through. Southwestern back on top by 1.
Langston has no timeouts. They cannot stop the clock to draw up a play.
You don't want to foul if you're Southwestern. No foul, no fouls. No fouls. Anyone's ball. No good. Rebound. It's going to go Southwestern's way. Southwestern has got the ball and the lead with 30 seconds to play. Are you kidding me?
SAGU will inbound. Langston will be forced to foul. They are out of timeouts. They're down by 1. The shot clock is off into Gentry. He'll hang on to the ball as long as he can.
Southwestern can hang on to the ball. Gentry cross midcourt, and a foul from behind will put Tyler Gidry, one of the stars tonight, coming off the bench on the line to shoot a pair to put Southwestern up by 3. And Langston is suddenly in big, big trouble, Tim.
And one of the most stunning turns of events, SAGU was cold for 34 minutes. 34 minutes they could offer no resistance to what Langston was offering. Gidry with the first. He hits it.
Got it!
And the Lions have come alive, trying to prove why they are #1. It's not over yet by a long shot. Langston will have 23 seconds left, and depending on whether he makes this or not, you're either needing to knock down a 3 or 2 to tie.
Gidry delivers another one. Now you're up by 3.
Langston
no
has
fouls if you're Southwestern. They got no timeouts left.
Langston has no timeouts.
They could go for the quick 2 or look for an open 3. Full court pressure applied.
I'm looking at Emil Clayton. He's 2 for 2 from beyond 3 points tonight.
He's got the ball in his hands. He lets open a 3 fly, and he ties the game. 12.4. Bostwick does not call timeout. Bobby Knight, 1987. Shades. And a whistle and a foul. Bostwick let the play run out like Bobby Knight did in 87 when Indiana beat Syracuse in the final seconds. And Rambo finds his way into the lane, gets contact, and he'll go to the line and shoot a pair.
He has to hit one. He has to hit one of these. Rambo going up strong, getting hit hard. As that ball felt like it was going to go.
He looks like he's hurt.
He looks a little bit winded from that hit.
Yeah.
All he needs is one. He's going to force Langston to try a desperation long pass and a heave for SAGU. And again, Emil Clayton, let's not forget that. Emil Clayton just tied this game up on a monster 3-pointer.
Huge 3.
How clutch. This is the
biggest free throw of the night. Rambo comes through again. 72-71. 5.3 left to put Southwestern up by 2. Langston will get the ball back with a chance to tie or take the lead. No timeouts.
This is it right here.
5.3. This is your ball game. Long pass.
Look out.
No foul.
Look out.
And a charge. Oh, block. No. Oh, Deuce was looking like he was set. Instead, a foul on Deuce will send Langston to the line with a chance to tie the game. It's going to be Bayshawn Payne, the senior from Oklahoma City, with the chance to pull Langston even. He's got to have both, Tim.
SAGU let that happen far too easily. They let him break open, and whether Deuce was set or not, SAGU just let them get down the court way too easily there.
And Deuce set up for the charge, and maybe he just wasn't set when there was contact made. That was a bang-bang call that could have gone either way, Tim.
Yeah, and so now it's going to come down to this. Bayshawn Payne.
The 2 biggest free throws of this game, maybe of his year, coming up right here.
The 2 biggest free throws since 3 seconds ago.
Well, yeah,
chance to tie it and possibly send this thing to overtime. Gotta watch the possibility of a make on the first one and a miss on the second. Langston can still win this game in regulation. And I don't know if this is the equivalent of icing the free throw shooter, but he's having to wait a long time to get up there.
The referee's icing him with wiping down the sweat, and everyone on their feet here at the Schaefer Center, hoping for one of these 2 free throws to miss. First one, up, and it's short! It's short! You can see it coming off his hand! It's short! He shorted it!
Langston will be forced to miss this one and try for the rebound. They will be forced to miss on purpose.
That's exactly right, Tim.
It comes down to the offensive board.
Now he's going to shoot short on purpose or a deep miss high off the back of the board and hope that the 6'10 sophomore from Brooklyn, New York.
And Walter will fill in for Guidry. You got your big man in
get
now.
That rebound. Now Walter, you're right, comes back in for Guidry, looking to give just a little trouble for what will be an offensive rebound attempt from, more than likely, Joel Clark. Here's the shot. A high archer. Could be a lane violation. It could be a lane violation.
And it goes to
a lane violation. I think Clark stepped in. He violated the lane. Now all Southwestern has to do is inbound the ball and hold it, and this game should be over. In an improbable come from behind win.
You have to inbound cleanly. You cannot afford a turnover.
Well, we saw what happened against Butler with Gonzaga the other day. If you watch that on ESPN,
cleanly.
Gonzaga had the game won and threw an errant pass, and Butler stole it and won the game.
Flagrant foul.
A flagrant foul against Emil Clayton near the inbound area.
Shoved Gentry. It's a flagrant one. It's just going to be a flagrant one, but it now puts the game clearly in SAGU's hand. If he makes this first one, and then Langston's forced to foul, SAGU ices the game.
Well, if he makes them both, it's over for sure.
Well, it's just a flagrant one.
Okay,
It was a foul away from the ball, trying to get the foul in as quickly as possible and trying to adjust it. Now Gentry's got to make this.
Money.
And he does.
Money in the bank.
Oh, he will shoot a second one. I misread the referee's fingers. I thought it was just a flagrant one.
The junior
He
from
knocks
Hondo,
us down,
Texas.
it's
Knocks
over.
them both. This game is over in an amazing, gritty, come from behind, hang in there win from your Southwestern Lions against a tough-minded Langston squad who came into Schaefer Center and gave Southwestern all they wanted. Up by 3 now as time now expires, and Southwestern wins the ball game 75-71, right at their average season of 75 points. They hit it in the final seconds, and Southwestern will retain this winning streak, extends it now to 10 straight wins on the season.
They trailed by 11 with 7.5 minutes left. We said it with 6 minutes left. They were down by 9. We said they have to make a move now, and they did. They found a way. They went against Langston, and they found a way to win. And I mean, Langston, all props to them. They shot 49% on the game. They came in fighting hard. Well, we're going to take a quick commercial break as the teams meet at the center court for prayer. We'll be right back after this on SAGU Sports Live.
I am so tired. Welcome back to the Schaefer Center. I'm out of breath. My voice is going to be dead in the morning. It was all worth it. Are you kidding me? A 75-71 win in what looked like a lost cause. About 8-9 minutes left in the game. Langston gave Southwestern all they wanted, but the veteran experience, this is a tried and true team. They literally are on a roll, and this team, Tim, is just finding a way to win games.
And what a way to find it. It's one thing to be behind in a game, where they were behind and they were shooting so cold. They were just ice from everywhere on the court, and they kept on making turnovers. They had some penalties that they shouldn't have had, some technical fouls that you just have to watch your emotions in a game like this, and they let them get out of control, and they found some way to get back in it and just start making shots, forcing turnovers. Truly an unbelievable comeback. And just looking at these stats, SAGU eventually ends up shooting 39, almost 40% on the game. They shoot 50% in the second half, but Langston shoots 49% from the game. That's 12% higher than SAGU averages. They're the number 3 team. We said it a dozen times, but the number 3 team. Langston just shot lights out. Emil Clayton with 23 points, Jabril Bailey with 10 points, Chuck Sanders with 11 points. These guys all shooting, 3 for 8, 3 for 8, 2 for 4, 3 for 7, just solid shooting all the way around. Langston came in tonight to play. They just dropped out of the 8th spot, and they're making a real case of, we didn't just drop out of the 8th spot. We're momentarily gone from the 8th spot. But if this is how they're going to play the #1 team in the Red River Conference, 2 through 8 needs to be very concerned right now if Langston comes in their house playing like this.
Down with 7:32 left in the game, Southwestern found themselves down 58-47. There was a timeout on the floor, and we were talking about it. In fact, it was around that time you said SAGU is officially in trouble, and they were, but they clawed, they fought. Bostwick's timely timeouts, the outstanding play, we'll talk about this in a minute, from the bench. In fact, our player of the game is going to be a bench player. We'll announce that in just a moment. But hats off to this ball club. This team is truly on a roll. You got to win ugly. You got to win big games. You got to win the close games. And right now, Southwestern is getting a stronghold on that #1 seed if they keep this up.
Yeah, they are. And like I said, this is a game that maybe, you look at the records, you look at where they stand, you're thinking, okay, this isn't going to be, this shouldn't be that close. But it was. Langston came to play with a vengeance, and SAGU just had to claw and bite their way back into it. They found a way, though. We said, got to string together momentum. They finally did. They got consecutive turnovers, started sinking shots. Rambo knocking down back-to-back threes, just made it happen crisp. And you got to win ugly. It's a win. It's a win in the win column. Simple as that. And they're not going to deduct any points from you, the fact of what Langston's record was. And you had to find a way to win this one. You had to find a way.
We mentioned a bench player, Tim, and there were several we could choose from, but we talk about Tyler Guidry. Came off the bench, a spark plug, gave Rambo some help out front in guard play. He ends up with just 10 points, but 7 assists, 2 from 4 from three-point land, 3 out of 6 total from the field, a couple free throws, add in a steal there, just 1 turnover. And tonight, our player of the game is going to be Tyler Guidry. So I think we have Bianca down there with Tyler. Congratulations, Tyler. Bianca, take it away.
Thanks, guys. I'm here with player of the game, Tyler Guidry. Now, Tyler, it was such a back-and-forth game. Was at any point, was it going through your mind, I don't know if we're going to pull a win out on this one?
It was a struggle. There was a chance when I had a little doubt, but then we all got together in one of the timeouts, and we rallied together, and we said we can't lose this one. And the guys just pulled together, and we pulled out the win.
Now you guys are on a 10-game winning streak now. What kind of confidence is this going to bring for next week's games?
Oh, man, it brings so much confidence to us. 10 games in a row is tough, especially in this conference, but we just keep on playing defense and keep getting stops, and we just keep playing hard together.
Thanks so much, Tyler. Like our analyst said, first-place teams find a way to win, and that's what you guys did tonight. Good game.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks a lot.
Rob and Tim, back to you.
I'm going to sleep well tonight. How about you?
Well, I know the players will sleep well tonight. Coming back from that, like Tyler Guidry said, they just got in a huddle and said, we can't lose this one. And with good reason, looking at the schedule coming up ahead, Saturday, we're right back here in the Schaefer Center with Texas Wesleyan coming into the house. They're a longtime Red River rival. They're a tough team no matter what year it is. So that's going to be a very difficult game with Texas Wesleyan coming in. You got Southwestern Houston-Tillotson, then you go on the road against St. Thomas. So you got some tough games still coming your way. Every game that's not at, of course, is on SAGU Sports Live. We'll be here on Saturday at 2 and 4. 2 is when the ladies will tip off, trying to overcome, well, again, thrilling loss in there into a 1-point loss. Came down to the last shot. Guys the same way, offering some solid basketball both sides today.
We want to give an honorable mention to another bench player. He played outstanding, and that is Emmanuel Adoy. Look at his stats, Tim. 10 points, 5 boards, throw in a couple of steals, a couple of assists, and he was 5 for 9 from the field, and he really pitched in where the starter, Jonathan Walter, wasn't on his best, and Adoy came ready to play, and you love to see this time of year bench players step up. That makes this a very dangerous team come tournament time. And also Rambo, 21 points, as usual. We've come to expect that from him. Really led the charge back with some timely 3 balls at the end, and so really proud of this Southwestern team tonight.
Yeah, 21 points for Rambo, 7 steals, the big constant for him. He keeps on coming up big when it matters most. But again, tonight, the big help from the bench with Guidry and Adoy. This is the kind of game, it was so sluggish, it was so difficult, it was like walking through mud. You needed somebody special to step up, and you had 2 bench players come in tonight and just will this team to victory. That's what this was. This was willing your team to victory because nothing was going your way. The shots weren't falling for you. You had to will it in. And like I said, with 6 minutes left, we're like, this is their last shot. They got one more chance to make a comeback. and they did it. They turned it on when it mattered, and well, I can't wait to see the poll come out tomorrow. It would have been a very hollow poll if we knew that it was going to go down next week, but now it may just keep on rising for a while.
I think a top 10 is definitely in store for Southwestern. Well, you had an unusual technical foul from the bench. You had a handful of flagrant fouls, and really a bizarre game in many ways. But Langston came up just a bit short. And we thank our Langston crowd for watching Oklahoma. Hope you enjoyed our broadcast. We'll be back again, as you said, February 2nd against Texas Wesleyan. So on behalf of our director, John Cookman, our studio crew, our sideline reporter, Bianca Alarcon, Tim Roberts, this is Rob Pricing. Thanks for watching this edition of SAGU Sports Live, and may the Lord bless you and keep you and give you his peace. We'll see you next time.